Alrighty, what's up guys? So we got a fun little video here just to start back the tutorial series, but obviously made in 2026, so stuff has obviously changed quite a lot since my last videos. So I want to pretty much recreate everything plus a lot more. So I thought we'd do the fun one that a lot of people do. You know, there's so many videos out there, but it's always good to have, is how to template a vehicle. So if you wanted to put a livery on there, you wanted to put cops, fire department, something like that, this is what you need to do. So I'm just going to use a base model GTA vehicle. It makes sense. It's like one of the easiest to work with. Best thing if you want to learn, just go template a bunch of vehicles, because I guarantee you'll miss little nooks and crannies and that. Always put like a black background when you put it in paint on it. It just makes it easier to actually see what you've missed as well. Then you can always add it after. So what we're going to do is you've got your zMod set up. Make sure you have at least some basic knowledge with this. I'm going to go ahead and open everything up. And we need now to figure out what we're actually going to template, and we need to turn everything off by the hide all button down here, and then we're going to turn on pretty much one by one where I think items are going to be that need to be templated. So obviously all your doors will be one, your wings are going to be your side fenders, you'll want your bonnet, your boot, your front and your rear bumper, as everything is blue color, that's what you know, and most likely just the body shell. There you go. So that's everything I'm going to need. So we're going to now go ahead and go up to our material browser, the little world symbol up here. We're going to click the new button, and we're going to go ahead and click the top right world button, and we're going to go vehicle, we're going to go paint, and we're going to go paint 3, vehicle underscore paint 3. And you can name this whatever, but it needs to have one specific parameter in there to make it work in game. So I'm just going to call it template, but then you need to put in brackets, paint, colon, 1, close bracket. This basically makes it so if you have a blank livery in game, you have the option to change the first primary paint in game, and we'll change the color of the actual base. So now that we've got that, we're going to go ahead and select the vehicle, and you'll see that it'll come up with the vehicle generic small spec map. I'm going to click it and I'm going to turn on and off. Boom. So I know that's the one that I need to replace. So we're going to go ahead and hover over this, select it, and drag it directly onto that spec map. You see it will change to white. That's perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and open the material. We're going to go ahead and set it up for what we need. So detail is going to be vehicle generic small spec map. This is just a 4x4 pixel of white. Scroll down. The detail 2 is going to be the exact same thing. You have spec map being the actual spec map itself, and then the environmental texture. That's all you need. Cool. Now your fun part. So now we're going to actually get to texturing this beast. So we're going to have our left view as a UV mapper, and then I like to have this view in perspective. So if you hold left alt, you can move it around. It just makes it easier to see what's selected and what's not. So select everything, and then we're going to go up here, go to polygon mode, and just click. And sometimes it goes temperamental. Bingo. Cool. Now you've got everything here. So now you've got the fun part. You need to select pretty much every corner and every section that you're going to template. So we're going to go say left side, bonnet, bumper, right side, rear, etc. So we're going to go up to the select button up here, and I like to go either separated or element. Separated is if you basically just want to select one portion of the model. Element is if you're selecting like a bulk portion. See how it selects the entire door, but it will also select the back of the door. So I don't want that. I want to go by separated mode. So I always start at the front. So obviously this isn't going to be on the left side of the template, so you just do the parts you need. So go around, select bits, just have a look. Sometimes these like little crevices here won't get selected. You just got to have kind of an eye, have a look for it. And obviously make sure you're selecting the actual body shell part. Sometimes you'll see how it's coming up behind the model, so that's behind it. You need to actually make sure that this is coming up, and you click it. Bingo, bango, and we just go section by section by section. Sometimes, as you see, it's getting caught here. So if it's getting stuck and you're like, oh, you're having trouble actually selecting it, sometimes just rotate your camera and then try again, then rotate it again. Just play around with it. Sooner or later you'll find one, and then you select it. It's just for some reason the perspective mode can be finicky when selecting polygons, and it depends on how close the material, the texture behind it is as well. That then can cause some issues with actual selecting. Sometimes people will like copy and paste the two materials together, and it just makes everything so much more complicated when trying to template it. Cool. So we're just going to continue to select this, as I said before, look out for what nooks and crannies are getting missed. It's just kind of an eye, I guess. You'll get used to it. So as you can kind of look around, see the main crevices up here are all good. Crevices here, door handles are good. You just select these bits. Sometimes the corners won't select, you just select them as well. This model, you know, this is why I recommend doing a base model, because it is so much easier than some of those other cars out there. Some cars will take you 2 to 3 hours to template a vehicle, and it's absolutely atrocious. Others can be a quick 10-minute job and you're ready to go. Just really depends on how the model's made. That's what really will nick you by the chance. Cool, so I don't want to select that because that's the back frame. Select this. Now we'll go down to the side parts of the bumper here. Obviously, we'll attach these bits in as well, if you want. But if you look at kind of where the view is, it's kind of, if someone for the off chance wants to put like a logo here or something like that, if we attach it to the left side, it's going to overstretch. So I'm going to leave these corner edges for the back part of the template. Now that I've got the side templated or selected, I want to click delete, and I just want to have a look, kind of see if anything's missing or anything's not selected that it shouldn't be. So as you can see down here, I can see that's not selected. So I'll go back and I will select it. Cool. That whole left side is now selected. So what we want to go to is up here where it said perspective, and we want to change this to left view. Do not zoom in or zoom out. Depending on how you zoom, it will then affect the actual template. If you have everything unzoomed, you can then manually scale everything down to fit on the template. So just make sure, go back to perspective or another view, then go to left view. Don't zoom in, don't zoom out. We're going to go right click, mapping, edit UV. Now we've got some settings we need to change to. So for starters, the UV channel map, this needs to be level 2. You don't want to template it on the main UV channel. It needs to be on the number 2 channel to make it work properly. We're going to go ahead and do continuous mesh, compact fragments. And we're going to do from viewpoint X, Y, and we go force mapping onto material, and we scroll down and put it onto the template. Once your settings look like this, go ahead and click OK, and you'll be able to go to your UV mapper in the bottom left, click material, and then the template. Bingo, she's there. Now, what you need to do, just because obviously when you create another, like say the back side or the right side of the template, it's going to come to this same point. So we just want to go back to object, select the part that you've templated, and we're just going to move it down here. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is do the exact same thing over and over again. Obviously, your front, your bonnet, your roof, your rear, and your right side. I'll go ahead and speed run that now for you, and then I'll come back once that's all done. Beautiful. I've got all of those parts templated now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get everything scaled down to fit on this. So I'm just going to click the plus little box up here just to make sure that I can see everything properly. I'm going to start fitting everything. So it doesn't really matter how you fit it on. It's all up to preference. So as you see, when I try and scale this on, it's not like kind of the sizing I want it. I want it to be a bit larger. Make sure you don't scale these parts separately. They have to be scaled together. Otherwise, if someone's copying and pasting a livery or making one over, and they copy, say, the left side to the right side, it's going to be completely messed up and won't be right. So make sure you scale them correctly. So I'll scale them both. I'll select them. I'm going to hold left shift. If you don't hold left shift, it just scales it up kind of dicky. So what we want to do, hold left shift, and I'm just going to scale it up. Cool. So I've done it too large. Scale it down a smidge. Just play around with it. Get it until it fits. And I like to just kind of make it look a bit symmetrical. So now I want to hold left control and select the one that I put on the template, and then just move this scale up. Beautiful. Now I just can add all these parts in. So obviously I like to kind of have everything symmetrical. So we'll go front bumper, then we're going to go rear bumper, and then we got the bonnet and the roof. Cool. So now that's all set up. Now I've got another thing that I like to do. A lot of other developers will do it, just kind of depends on your setup. Now there's going to be a few parts we haven't templated, but we should put them on the template. So I usually have a square box here that says paint the same as the body. This is just for certain parts of the model that people don't actually see, but they'll affect it. So something like that is going to be this back part of the cab here. We didn't template it before, but we want it to be a part of the template. Otherwise, what can happen if you don't keep this templated, it could then say force its mapping onto the left side of the car, and it will say like police or fire department on this back piece here because it's not templated. So it just makes it a bit annoying and just doesn't look professional or neat. So I selected that, that's all good. What I want to go ahead and do as well is select the mirrors. You know, just you want to make sure that they don't adapt a part of the livery as well. So we're just going to throw these girls on. Nice. Some people will do something like, say, the inner of the bed here as well, just because technically they're on the same spec map. But if they're not, if they're on a separate spec map, it doesn't matter. But I'm just going to do it just for the sake of the video. So we're just going to select all these parts. So I'm going to go to element mode. So obviously instead of having to select these separately, I'm just able to go here to element mode and select piece by piece by piece, and it will select the entire piece. That makes life 10 times faster. But just be careful, because sometimes it will then over select a part, and you don't want that. There you go. Sorry, I might have that music too loud. That's fine. Cool. So those are all the parts that I'd say. I'm just going to have a look, make sure it's not selecting anything that it shouldn't. That looks fine. So we've got the mirrors, we've got the back of the cab, and we've got the inner of the tub. That's everything that's needed. So we're just going to, I like to go to a top view. It's all really up to your preference. I'll top view it generic. Cool. So parts go onto the roof, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. Put that there. Cool. Put this girl back here. Bingo. So I'm going to move mirrors into the inner of the bed, and then doesn't matter how you scale this because you're not actually having the livery piece on it. It's just going to be here. So I'm just going to put it down here. Cool. Now we've got the entire vehicle templated onto the UV mapper. So we're going to just go ahead and big screen it. I'm going to click the render UV button here. You want to have the output as 4096 by 4096, and then you're going to go down to the color here, and you're going to put this as black. Just makes it look 10 times better and makes it easier. So we're going to click the render button now, and it will start rendering the UV template you've created. Cool. So you can see everything's on there. We're going to go ahead and click the save button. We're going to save it to our desktop. I'm just going to call it whatever. Let's just call it 1. Now, if you go ahead, best thing is always save different versions of your model. So I'd save this as a template version. So if I have to come back and add anything, I can then drag it on easily. Otherwise, it just makes everything a bit harder, and if you don't have it all templated at once, it won't actually work all the time. If you have to like double template it, sometimes there'll be issues with that unless you're just remapping it. I.e., like if I have to move this body around because I need to fit a bed cap on, you're stuffed. You won't be able to do it. You have to retemplate the entire vehicle. That makes it a bit annoying. That's cool. So go ahead and close this down. Go ahead and open this view. So this is your template now. So I use paint.net. It's all really up to your preference. So what I'll do, I'll just create another layer down here, and I'm just going to put a background color. Let's just do a nice blue. So you'll see that's now overtaken the entire screen. I'm going to go ahead and click the spanner down here. I'm going to go put that to multiply. Then I just drop down the opacity just to make it look less kind of crazy. So I'll do like 175. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and click the shapes, and I'm going to go ahead and create a white square around this bit here. Right there, I'm just going to put it up to like a 15 thickness. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is type in text, paint same as body. This will just make whoever is making the livery kind of aware of what this box is for. So paint same as body, bingo. Then you don't even need the actual part behind it. So this little squares and that from the tub and that, you don't need that there anymore. So we can just go ahead and delete that. And then I'm going to just fill that with, no, it's going to be on the black side, isn't it? Bingo. Cool. That's your template. So now we're going to go ahead and save it. So it needs to be named a specific thing. So it can be, say, dab or whatever the hell you want. Finger. It can be finger, truck, whatever. So I'm going to call it Sadler, but it has to have _sign_1. This makes it multi-livery acceptable. Otherwise, it won't work having multiple liveries. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and turn everything back on. Just makes everything look more fun. Go up to your material browser. the template paint one. You're going to go to the detail 2. We're going to add this texture now. So add saddler underscore sign 1, double click it, boom. Now your truck's templated. So as you can see how it's adapted the livery, or adapted that square box that I put that text on. That's fine. I have no issues with that. But if that was connected to, say, a side door or something like that, this would then be messed up and it would be adapting the texture of some random part of the truck that you don't want. So this is kind of your time. Go around, have a look at the truck, see if there's any tiny little crevices you missed or anything. If it's something that won't affect the livery, you can put it into that square box to get painted the same as body. Or if it's something that will, you may have to then redo it. But that's how to template a vehicle. Quick and easy. If you have any other questions or anything, just shoot a comment or message me on Discord. All the links are below for all my comms. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.